It's a ridiculous piece of advice. It doesn't work anymore. So I think there's a really important thing here to consider about mental health, and that's that we're very good at weekend breaks and spa days and desperate for holidays. And you'll hear, oh, I really need a break. Someone will say, well, you're looking forward to your holiday, Sunil, and Sunil will say, oh gosh, I really need a break. I'm so desperate to get away. Well, here's the thing. Why don't we start creating a life that is curated by us, by asking more questions and being a little bit more connected to who we are and what we really want, that we don't feel the need to escape from. Then we wouldn't have this crazy thing where we're burning ourselves out because there's a holiday at the end of the year, or burning ourselves out because we've got the weekend. Just pull back a bit and be a little more in the moment and a little more mindful of what we're doing and what we're not doing. Because there is nothing, I don't think, that you could show that proves that by doing as much as possible and filling your hours in every day gets you anywhere more successful or happier or more content quicker. Because what you just end up doing is carrying a lot of noise and a lot of chaos. It's that older days, isn't it? You know, years ago, they did know what they were on about. You know, my grandma used to say, just do less, but do it well. That's a great mentality, isn't it? You know, why would you have loads of sort of half-assed ideas but be burnt out with them, right? You've not even got the right thing to show for it, have you? So, yeah, I think there's a massive conversation to still have about mental health, and it's tragic because often you talk about mental health, it just gets eye rolls because it's become so common in the vernacular and everybody talks about it, and it's like this thing that's a bit like customer service. If you've got time for it, then we plug it in. It should be less about mental health and thinking about what are the behaviours, what are the ways that I talk to myself and my boundaries and other people's boundaries and all of those things that are bound up in being human that do or don't help me to live a more content or happier life. Because isn't that all why we're here? I don't know many people that go to work in order to be unhappy. Or to do a bad job intentionally either. Most of the people I've met want to be happy and they want to be successful, but they don't know what success is. There's a very strange thing that so almost 50% of people believe that their life will be different and better in 5 years' time. And yet less than half of those don't know how or why. So we live our life all the time through this sort of aspirational hope. And hope's not a very great strategy for success because it has no parameters, right? So if we ask more questions of ourselves and we understood, what is it that I want from life? What is it that makes me happy? What am I carrying that I really don't need to be carrying anymore? And see how suddenly this can be applied also to teams. So the joy of my job is that everything I talk about has such resonance with us as human beings, as an individual personally at home, as it does when I'm at work. And then suddenly you get closer, I think, to what is true mental health, because very often we're barking up the wrong tree. I wish we would stop referring to mental health and start really focusing more on mental well-being, because that's what it is. Everyone's got mental health. It's sort of being used in a strange way that doesn't really quite work. So I have issues with that because it does influence what we do with it and how we think about it. I think we should always prioritise happiness over success. I've worked with so many super successful, you know, multi-millionaires and billionaires, and coached many of those. And you learn a lot when you talk to people who have exponential success. But success is different for everybody, right? Success for one person might be as much money as they can every year and till they die, just accumulate wealth. For someone else, it might be that they get to go home at 2:30 because they can pick their son up from school, and that's a really successful part of their career. And yet for others, it will be something else. I think this notion of prioritizing success over happiness is endemic. I think it's almost like a disease, and it's, I don't think, conscious. And we have a lot of legacy behavior, actually, a lot of behaviors we picked up. This is slightly off topic, but I'll come back to it. It's relevant because I think it contextualizes this as a concept. Think about keep calm and carry on. Now, keep calm and carry on was a great piece of advice during the war for probably obvious reasons. But it should have been left with the war, because keep calm and carry on now kills people. It's a ridiculous piece of advice. It doesn't work anymore. But it's yet still in our vernacular. It's still the idea that we keep on. And let me be very clear, this is different around the world. The way that we think about death is different for like white Westerners as it is to people in the East, for example. And so what happens is we just end up behaving in a way that's not very conscious. You know, it's these sort of legacy behaviours. It's the way that we've been taught, the way we see things being done. And again, just generally world culture, this idea of everything being available now. And of course, as everything's available now, then we can get it now so we can move on quicker. And a laptop, for example, or a phone, I can work 24 hours a day. Whereas before, we couldn't do that, right? So it's just culture. It's just, you know, the way that technology has evolved, we've not really questioned it. And our behavior has been modeled with that. I can train a dog not to pee on the carpet, but only pee outside. In the same way, it's the same behavior of modeling that we have been silently modeled to be working more and more and more, because apparently that means we're more successful. It's nuts. And it needs addressing, and it needs addressing in a way for us to be conscious of it and suddenly realize, oh, hang on a minute, I've been prioritizing this over my own happiness or contentment, because the two are slightly different, and you may want to be content rather than happy. There's a really, really clear model I've used for years that's so effective to help us understand where in our life perhaps we're more burnt out than other places, and where we're perhaps not prioritizing the things that matter most to us. And it's as simple as this. You blank piece of paper and a pen, and you write down on the left-hand side all of the things that you love doing in life. And you have to be really honest. So it could be anything. It could be work. It could be, you might enjoy work. It could be chocolate. It could be a cup of tea in the morning before the kids are up. It could be a walk in the woods. It could be rainy days, sex, whatever it is. All of the things, to be really honest, that you love doing. And once you've exhausted that list, you're going to score each of those things between 0 and 10, where 0 is you never do it and 10 is you do it all the time. So for me, I love walking my dog. Woody is such a massive part of my life. So walking the dog would be on my list of things I love doing, and it would score 10 because I walk him twice a day, right? It happens all the time. I don't drink alcohol, so I wouldn't put drinking alcohol on my list, but if you like drinking alcohol, mine would be a 0 because I don't drink it, right? So you get the idea. But very quickly, what you'll see in your list is those that score lower. Now, that list are your core needs. And identifying unmet core needs is a really, really important part of preventing burnout. Because if you are feeling quite burnt out, I'd put quite a lot of money on this list having quite a lot of low scores. And then you'll push back and say, but you don't have time. And if you don't have time for that, that is something that only you can address. And if it's an issue, then you must address it.